All right, awesome. All right, so now I'm on. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me get back to it. So we talked about Canva. Look, and just so people that are joining, what we're doing is we're looking at some of the resources that are available to you if you have the all-in-one membership area. If you've got the all-in-one add-in because you've either purchased the credit repair software offer at $197 a month, or our launch credit repair software, and you got in through the deadline, so you've got the access to the all-in-one, or if you've decided that you wanted to pay for the all-in-one as a separate product, or as you join later on in the future, if you become a launch software person, you can purchase this separately. So once you become a member, or once you have access to all-in-one, you also get access to this membership area, and it's a course you can click here and you can actually work through, and it will track your progress of how many lessons you've been through. Sean Lee, if you've met him, he's my business partner with this too, as well as CJ. Sean does an awful lot of training and onboarding. When you buy the software, he holds weekly meetings and sessions. We typically do a demo day together. We're typically on live every Wednesday at 1 o'clock for the think tank. And so Sean is kind of the instructor for this. He's our marketing and automation expert. And so there's a welcome message here. Again, I'm not going to take you through every one of these, but this is a description of what you've got, how it works. I'm just going to keep kind of jumping through to give you a preview and not spend all of my time on this with you. But there's a marketplace. If you want to go buy add-in stuff, we make it possible, and you see it's fetching, so then it loads. But then there's things to customize. We actually have a marketplace you can go and look at if you want to buy add-on funnels or websites. So we give you a baseline with the all-in-one, and then we're going to make other resources available. We're going to make developer time. You can hire a developer to customize things for you. You can go and buy a different funnel or a different website template, get that added in. And we're going to have other types of support in here as well. The support resources that you basically get on your hands will be this membership area. We have a special group just for AIO, people that are using AIO. And then we also have these go live sessions. And then this weekend, as I was trying to explain, I am trying to get as many of these ad hoc sessions going throughout the weekend as possible and into next week. And what I'm hoping to do is catch a time on your calendar where it works. I don't necessarily have a formal schedule for these because the content's going to change based on what you guys need to ask. And so I'm going to try to give you as much individualized attention in groups as possible so that everybody benefits. So again, I'm in the member area. I'm kind of walking through what's available here. I get to the point where it's like, hey, Chris, we want to run some Facebook ads and get some leads coming into our funnels in this all-in-one. What do I do? Well, you could go to the marketing assets section of the training course, and we've built a whole bunch of templates, really nice looking templates for you that you can use for your social media. This can be a post. This can be a paid advertisement. This can be a boosted post where you make a post and then you click on the button in your ad account to promote it to a different audience or something. And the call of action would be to get them to come back, to opt in for a lead magnet, or to schedule an appointment with you on your calendar, or whatever that is. Come and look at your website, however you want to get these people back in there. But these templates are yours to use and customize. There's a placeholder location for your logo. So you can put your logo on there, you can rewrite whatever you want, you can put your logo here, right? And so these can be branded for your own business, right? Put your logo here. So there's placeholders for logos. Again, this is a template we're giving you as part of a design, resource, right? And you can customize them. It doesn't take a lot of graphic talent to go replace just your logo. Maybe you hire a Fiverr designer to go, modify it to your heart's content. But we're at least trying to give you a resource that you can start out and go, okay, I've got some stuff I can start with. So all of those, a lot of people use Canva, and Canva is think of this as like a Photoshop or a design resource online. So you don't have to download software to your computer to edit the photos. Canva will actually work in a website. You can make posters, you can make videos, you can make presentations, social media posts, right? And so this is, I think they have free services here, and they also have some reasonably priced plans. So there's a free plan, Let's see what the Pro plan costs. You can try it free for 30 days. You can be free forever. $119 a year if you pay monthly. $12 a month. So, you know, for $13 a month, instead of paying, I have Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, a whole suite of tools. Cost me somewhere around $50 a month for a subscription. If you were to go buy all of those illustration and design tools, you would have spent 10 years ago, you would have spent over $1,000 for that software one time. Now, most of the software goes on a model that's a monthly subscription. Back to the resource, you can click here and access the templates. And again, you can probably use your, Sean Lee shared this with you, right? But now you're designing, so you can click in, so you can use this template. And it wants you to log in or whatever with your free software. But there it is, it's already there, and you can replace your logo, right? And so we're trying to make this as easy as we could, right? So hopefully you guys recognize that, you know, there's an awful lot more than meets the eye here. You just really have to start trying to get through the things that we provided and realize what's in there. We talked about lead magnets, right? You can have your own lead magnet. You can have a professional brochure or guide or something created. You could get one done on Fiverr. You know, think about this. You're fishing for people who want to have their credit repaired. And so what kind of bait do you use when you're fishing for those leads that want to have their credit repaired? Maybe your ideal customer is a first-time home buyer. So you create a brochure or a handout or a case study or some sort of a lead magnet, right, is what they call it, is some useful tips on it, or like an infographic or something, right? Before you buy your first house, here are things that you should know. Here are things that will help improve your chances of getting approved. Here are things that will help you save thousands of dollars a year in interest because your score was higher than it was, when you first decided to buy a house, right? And so whatever that is, that lead that you're going to trade for their email address, so you can continue to sell to them. And you sell to them through some email nurture sequences, right? You provide value. You say, yeah, you know, every relationship. Think of this: you go into a dance club and you walk up to a pretty person that you want to meet, and you say, "Hey, I'd like to marry you," and they go, "Really? No, thank you." Right? It's not the way to start the relationship. You want to build a relationship in a positive way. You want to add value. You want to provide something that interests them. You want to not be creepy. You want to, you want to be able to foster or create that relationship so that you build the trust before you ask the big question, right? So nurturing leads or clients is all about that. It's being perceived more as a value provider before you go and say, hey, and ask the big question. Everybody with me so far? I don't want to ramble too much. Can we upload the template you gave us to Canvas and edit it if necessary? So body, yes, you can. I think if I go back here, there are files here you can download directly, and that's these. Or like I say, there's a shared link. If you click on this link here, this will open up in Canva. You do your login and you can edit the things directly. So it's more convenient than downloading and then uploading, if that makes sense. Pardon me. All right, I'm going to back up and keep moving. I want to cover a lot more ground today. So that's training, and really you just have to get through this stuff. There's free ebooks. Some of this stuff comes from the bundle, the ultimate bundle. Now we get into automation workflows. And so yesterday I was kind of touching on what this was. What is a workflow? It shows an illustration of how that is. If you clicked on this button, you could edit the email. We talked about what these placeholders are that replaces the client's first name in that text body. We talked about where to find workflows on the menu. Here's even an overview from the high level people about the workflow builder, right? And so that's just the introduction. And then everything that we have in your system, typically has a number like S1, S2, S3. We did that on purpose. So if you have a support question, you say, hey, I'm working on the scheduling, email sequence. I need some help. This S1, S2 will tell us which one it is. And I think I used this example yesterday, but like if we were to look at the scheduling workflow S2, there's a brief blurb that explains what it is and how it works. I explained on yesterday's call that usually a workflow starts with some sort of a trigger point. In this case, there's 2 trigger points. It begins, or clients or contacts go through this, or leads go through this flow. They get in here when the customer books an appointment, or it begins when the appointment is confirmed. And so if you sent somebody a link and said, hey, book an appointment, they booked an appointment, boom, now it would start taking them through the sequence of events. And actions are typically things that the system will do. And in this case, this action was remove them from a previous workflow, create an opportunity, a deal in the pipeline, then take a break, wait for 3 minutes. When the 3 minutes are over, it sends an SMS message. Then it waits for 5 minutes, and then it sends an email message. Then it waits for 24 hours and sends another email message that basically says, hey, in 24 hours, we're going to have a meeting. Remember that, remember to mark your calendars. Then it waits 3 hours, and then there's a reminder, right? And I think that 3-hour point is really 3 hours before the appointment. It kind of changes of was this just any time, or is this 3 hours before the actual event happens? And so then it sends the email reminder, then it waits 30 minutes, and then it sends the quick 30 minutes, like SMS message 30 minutes before the appointment. And you go, oh my goodness, Chris, why are we reaching out to the client so many times like this? Well, we want to make sure that a lead shows up for the appointment that they scheduled, right? Otherwise they're just wasting your time. They took up a slot on your calendar. If they don't think enough about you to show up for the appointment, then they're not going to be the greatest client for you. But we do the best we can to try to get them there on time. So when you say, okay, Chris, I get this flow, I kind of understand where you're coming from. I really can't, doesn't make sense to me. Like, what is this email, or what does this SMS say? So let's jump into, let's look at the all-in-one system. And I am going to take us into the demo instance. This is kind of the snapshot copy. I'm going to go into workflows, and I'm going to go down to the scheduling workflows folder. And you can see that I was just on the S2 appointment nurture, right? So you remember when I was talking about S2 appointment nurture? That's my reference point to get. So what are the triggers? They booked an appointment, or the appointment is confirmed. And so you can go back and contrast that with the lesson that I provided here. And if I go back to, I'm just trying to duck through my screen here. This is the workflow. We're in the workflow. There are a couple of things that I can learn by looking at the screen. If you just said, hey, Chris, look at this, immediately I spot a couple of things. I'm going to try to show you what I see. At the top, I see S2 appointment nurture. So I know what that is. It's an appointment nurturing workflow. So I'm in workflows. I can tell you also by looking at the blue color here that it is in the publish stage, which means it's live. It means if something happens, if one of these events happen, they're going to get through this process. If I don't like what this is doing and I need to turn it off in a hurry, I could do one of two things. I could pull the person out of that workflow so they don't continue getting messages, or I could turn this off altogether and then nobody goes through it. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Good. Now, the next thing is, if my clients live in California and New York, I got a 3-hour time difference between those clients. And so if they sign up for my program, or if they book an appointment, and part of what I'm doing is going to send an SMS message, and I don't want to be rude to my customer and send them a text message at 4 a.m. in the morning, I can do a couple of things. I can go under the settings and I can specify a time so that we'll do it so you can see, like, I don't send any messages between Saturday or Sunday, and I only send them during the week between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And so sometimes what I do is, if I have national customers, I might trim this down to 11 right? And so you take, I'm in the East Coast, so if I take 3 hours away from 11, it's 7 in the morning, right? So I don't want to send a text message to Ken sooner than 7 a.m. because I might wake the gentleman up. I don't want to do that, right? So that's how you can specify cutoff times when things don't happen. Again, let's take a look and see what this is. Let's see what's in there. Oh, you also notice this is looking for me to save because I edited something. If I don't want to save those things, I'll ignore this. If I did make a change and I want to make that change permanent, I would click the save button. So now we've talked about what triggers, what brings somebody into this, and then what action does it take once they get in there? Well, in this case, the goal of this was in S1, we wanted them to book an appointment. In S2, now we've got them booked, they did book an appointment. So I want to take them off the thing that keeps begging them to book an appointment because that sounds redundant, right? They're going to say, hey, I already have an appointment for you, Chris. Why are you keep telling me to book an appointment, right? So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to take them out of the workflow that was the booking nurture workflow. And if I click on that, you can see that I can give it a meaningful human name so I know what that's doing. But then you can see the actual action is I'm removing them from a workflow and I'm specifying I'm taking them off the S1 workflow, right? So that's an action that's going to happen. The next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to create an opportunity. I'm going to create a deal that matches up with that person's name that came through my funnel, right? And booked an appointment. And so now I'm going to create an opportunity in the pipeline. I'm going to put it in the stage that's current for appointments. And then I'm going to name the opportunity. The name of the deal is going to be the contact person's name. And then if I wanted to, I could add something else at the beginning. I could say like CR for credit repair or something. And then it would put, so it'd be CR dash, John Smith, right? And so that would be the name of the opportunity. I'm not going to save that change, but I'm just giving you an idea of that's how you can customize these things. And then we'll go look at it in the pipeline. You could define, like, if you knew what the trigger point was, like everybody coming into this is only from Facebook ads, you could put Facebook ads here. That way, every opportunity it creates in your system as a result of this action, to attribute it to a Facebook ad. If every time somebody comes in here for credit repair, if they buy from you, it's worth $500 to you, like the lifetime value of that customer is $500, you could put the value there at $500 and you could know that the stage is open. And so I know I'm talking a lot of mumbo jumbo, but let me just back up a step. If you charge $100 a month and you tell me that the average time a client spends with you for their credit restoration is 5 months, I would go 100 a month times 5 months and I get a deal value of about $500. And so now when I start looking at my pipeline, I know how much revenue I've got sitting there that I'm working on. How much did I lose? How much did I win? Right. And so that makes it easy to try to figure out like kind of where you're at business wise. Again, here's a wait time. I click on it. I specify how long I'm going to wait. It's 3 minutes. And then I put an extra note here so that anybody else coming to look after my work knows this is a wait and it's 3 minutes in duration. I think I mentioned an SMS message. Hi, first name, congratulations on taking the first step towards better credit. My name is, user first name, one of the credit specialists here at location name. We look forward to speaking to you on appointment time zone. Save this number, location phone number, so you know who is calling. Have a great day, talk soon. And you say, Chris, what is this crazy stuff here? Well, this is actually a placeholder. So imagine in the system right now, I have, I'm just guessing here, 100 different SMS messages and maybe 200 or 300 email message templates in the workflows. And I have websites and funnels, and we keep using the company name. And so now if I hand you this template for you to use for your business, either you or I have to go in and do a find and replace in all these different places to put your company name. What happens if you change your company name? Now you got to go back and change it all those places. So they have something called placeholders or custom values. And what this does is basically you can go and choose and insert like the contact's full name if I wanted to insert that right here, I'm going to just stick it right here so you guys see how it works. Full name, click, and then you see this was contact first name, but if I did contact name, this is their full name, first and last name, right? Or if I wanted to be super formal and say first name, last name, then I could insert contact last name, right? And so now what you see is first name, last name, right? And so it's going to replace John Smith. It's going to put John here and Smith here on whatever person's come into that contact, that, as a contact or as a lead. So these are placeholders, and it makes it efficient to make changes to your design, but also to do updates system wide. And so there is a location I'm going to show you here in a minute of where you go and update that information so that those things propagate throughout your messaging and you don't have to go change it in all those different places. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we talked about an SMS message. Then we talked about waiting 5 minutes. So we're going to wait 5 more minutes. Here's an email. This email, who does the email come from? What email address was the sender of the email? What was the subject line of the email? What was actually in the email itself? And so these are all, this is the human readable name for the step. That's here, right? That correlates with this. The name comes from this placeholder notion where I say the name of my business under account, the name of my business is here. And guess what? That's the placeholder that it fills in. So when you go through your settings and you fill in the name of your business, realize that that's, it's going to show up in many, many places in your workflow. Now, Body, you asked a very important question earlier today, and I didn't really know how to express this in a few words, but you asked a question of, hey, can I have multiple businesses in the automation? And I said, yes, absolutely, but you have to understand kind of how you're going to segment your content and how you're going to identify which customers belong with which business. And so I'm just going to throw an example out at this. Is let's say you have two businesses. You have Body's Awesome Jewelry Design, and you have Body's Awesome Credit Repair. And so you've got two company names. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. I prefer to do it at a higher level, like a system approach, but you can also do it more manually. So let me tie this back to what's relevant here. If you are going to send some messaging from your system for your awesome credit or for your awesome jewelry design company, then at the bottom of the email, is the name of your company going to be different? Is the logo going to be different? Is the address or phone number that they use or the email address going to be different? If the answer is yes, then what I would like to see you do is go make a change at the settings level and call it like company 1, company 2 for your placeholders, like location name 1, location name 2. And so Body's Awesome Jewelry would be one company name, Body's Awesome Credit Repair would be a second company name. And then depending on which placeholder you insert will depend on what it looks like it's coming from, if that makes sense. So sending from two different email addresses, showing a different company name on the footer of the email, showing a different address or phone number that they could call for their call to action. The choice is you either build your content and statically insert the names where appropriate, or you take advantage of a system that's doing work for you, like a database, and you specify those custom values in a central location so that all the changes propagate throughout your messages. And so I think I'm at the point now where I want to take a pause on showing you kind of the details and go back to something you should think about as everybody gets into the all-in-one system. One of the very first early steps that I recommend everybody do is go back to the settings, which is the little gear here at the bottom. Go back into this stuff, because this is kind of the settings for your all-in-one system. And when I was talking about the placeholders a minute ago, I was talking about custom values. And so when I said like location name and things like that, Some of those already come from a fixed place like company name, company email, company phone number. However, if we're using something more advanced and we're going to include Body's Awesome Jewelry as part of our business opportunities, then maybe what we might do is we might go into custom values, create a new value, and do something like, bear with me here a minute. I'm just gonna say like company two, where we want to call it name. And then the value is going to be I'm probably a bad speller, so there we go. Save. Now I'm going to look for what I just created. And it looks like it's in alphabetical order already. So it created this, the name Awesome Jewelry means company name number 2. And then look at this special value it just gave us. So this is what you would put, you'd copy and paste this into wherever you want to use the word Body's Awesome Jewelry, because it will take whatever value you have here and insert it. And so a lot of people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is crazy. That doesn't make sense. Let me delete this and we'll try another way of coming at the same problem. Let's say that you signed up as an affiliate with Credit Builder Card. How many of you are signed up with Credit Builder Card for offering like credit building?
I am.
Are you? Okay. So I bet that they gave you a special link that said something like Credit Builder Card / and then whatever your company name or code was for your affiliate link, right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so I would go here as part of your setup processor step. I would hit the little edit pencil, and then I would add whatever the / and your affiliate code is, or your name of your business, however they have that set up for you, and hit save. Now what happens is somewhere else, wherever this value is used in the content, whether it be a web page, whether it be a funnel, whether it be an email, sometimes we have emails that go out that say, hey, if you'd like to start establishing positive credit, here are some offers that we recommend. So in that email that goes out to the customer in one of the workflows, because you set up your affiliate link and wherever this is present, now they're going to hit your link. You follow what I'm saying? So that fixes that link anywhere else it's used in the system. Let's say that you have, I'm just going to undo my work as I'm going here. Let's say that the bottom of your website has a link to your Facebook page. You can go to the Facebook page link, and instead of just going directly to Facebook, make your customized link that goes to your Facebook business page here and hit save, so that wherever we've used in the system the Facebook link, it now points to the correct page. So this is like a cross-reference or a directory or whatever, but what I'm trying to drive home is there's a number of things in here that we just couldn't guess or didn't know for you when we set it up. So this is your chance to go customize those things. Your identity club link, your Instagram page, if you have one. Some people don't, right? Where do they log in to get to your credit repair business? You probably have a customized link if you've gone through that white labeling or that private labeling process with Sean for your credit repair software. So you probably want to update this so that when somebody clicks on the link, it's clicking to your correct credit repair client portal and they can log in. The logo, we talked about like web pages and stuff. If we go to look at a web page, can I do that? I'll do it open in a new window. When you open up the web pages, we have one really nice web page already, or website already built. And you'll notice that when I go and venture out to preview this web page, there's a placeholder for the logo. When I go back to the settings, oops, sorry, go back to the placeholder, if you store your logo somewhere else, and then you copy this data in here, let me see if I can explain how to do that without confusing everybody. I go to settings, I upload and change my logo. And now what I want to do is I want to go and get that link. Maybe I inspect it. And you can see we're getting a little techie, so bear with me, but there's basically an HTTPS Firebase storage, Google, whatever location, and the PNG. So I could really copy and paste this. I'm going to copy it, copy element. And this is going to make sense in a minute, but I'm going to go to like a clipboard or something, right? And I'm going to go, I'm going to paste that gobbledygook here. And I'm going to go trim out what I don't need. Again, bear with me. If you need help, I can help you do this, but I'm going to get rid of what is not needed. And what I'm left with, and here's how I test it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to another web tab, and I'm going to paste it. And I hit go or enter. Come on, baby, don't fail me now.
So Chris, at the end of the day, all of these links that you've shown us, they're unique to our own platforms, right?
They are, yeah, because you're going to have properties. I'm sorry, I'm missing a point here. There's something I'm not doing right, but we will definitely help get you sorted out. What I was trying to demonstrate is when you upload your logo someplace, like I had here, if I can get that link and then I go back to my custom values and settings, and I go down to the place where it says logo URL, and I replace this text with it. Maybe I don't have the alt-media or something behind it. Maybe that's what I'm missing. We'll just try it for grins and giggles. Paste. So there's your logo. Let's see if I can pull this off, because I wanted to really make this work. I'll go right here and go paste. Oops. Paste. And don't worry that this is like confusing as heck right now. It's really not that bad. I'm going to take this, copy, paste. And this should be in the lesson if it's not already, but I want to go here. Paste. It's killing me. I'll follow up with that. But basically what I was trying to do is get this logo here into the settings area here, so that when you go and look at your website template like I am here, your logo would show up at the top of the website instead of this placeholder. And anywhere else we've used your logo in the emails and stuff should be updating as well. And then at the bottom, here's another good way to look at this, like this Facebook link. You notice when I hover over it, I don't know if you can see in the lower right-hand corner, but all it says is HTTPSP. That's wrong. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to my Facebook link. Facebook link. There it is. It's a typo. I'm going to edit. HTTPS. But it's just going to take you directly to Facebook. What you really need to do is customize it for whatever the name of your page is, right? And then save those changes so that the link then updates, so that like when you're looking at the credit repair website, this link now takes you to your correct Facebook page. Same with Twitter, same with Instagram, right? So there's placeholders located throughout your content, like your website, like your funnels. And if you update it in that one central kind of location, this is kind of like updating the directory or the guide. All of that stuff should follow through wherever it's used in other content. So I spend a lot of time on that, but I wanted to make sure that everybody's kind of knows what's happening there. I'm going to take a break for a second. Anybody have any questions?
I have one. I'm trying to get to where you are in my dashboard, but I just don't see where you clicked. It's not to get to this whole screen area here.
Okay, are you able to see the like your login here where it says launch all in one on the left?
No, when
And
I log in, it just says member area, all-in-one membership area. And it
okay,
has like the,
you're
yeah.
gonna need to go to a different link and
Okay.
follow with me if you can. Go to app.launchcro.com.
Okay.
And then you should be able to like log in. I see something slightly different than you would, but you should see something like this when you log in.
And then go to settings.
Correct. Settings is down on the bottom here on the left.
Okay, so mine says user does not exist.
All right. What's your name, please?
Mia.
Mia. Mia. And the last name is Jay. Let me
Yeah.
check on something real quick for you and just make sure.
Thank you.
Where are you good people from?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was asking them where they're from.
I'm in Tampa.
And where?
Tampa.
Down Tampa. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in Greenville,
Tampa.
South Carolina.
That's awesome. I'm in Tampa too.
A lot of Florida people.
Yeah.
I'm in Los Angeles.
I actually
Nice.
got to meet Chris in CreditCon.
Yeah.
Buddy, where are you from?
I'm sorry?
Where are you from?
From Tampa.
Tampa. Boy, you got Florida locked down.
It's a credit repair hotspot, Ken.
It sounds like it.
I'm from Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay. Mia, bear with me. I'm just looking at the emails and see what you got here.
Okay.
Did you purchase the credit repair software? Have you purchased the launch credit repair software at $197 a month?
I did, yes.
You did. Okay. I wonder why you're not in the snapshot free created. So you should have that. Let me see why you don't have. When did you purchase it, Mia? I'm sorry.
I want to say 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Okay.
Let me check.
All right. If I can, I'm not going to hold up right now on the thing, but I'm looking at the workflow was created. There should have been an account and the name of your business, the Credit Challengers. I'm just looking somewhere else. Credit Challengers. I'm a little slow this morning, so bear with me.
Okay.
What I'm looking for is I'm looking to see if they set it up already. Reddit. I don't see it. So here's what I will do. After the end of this call, I'm going to go ahead and get you set up. And you
Okay.
should be looking out for an email from us that will help you get started or get you in there. Okay, Mia? I'm looking. It looks like you have the credentials to get into the training area, but you don't have it to get into your instance yet. And so I will fix that mistake for you today, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Challengers, AIO instance. Okay, all right. Any other questions?
I have a question, but I don't know if it's taking us back or anything, but let me just ask and then you can redirect me. So I do have the white label CRO, which is the same platform. But I think somebody responded on me on CJ. I think you did on Facebook. And I've been
Yes.
looking at the postings and everything, and I really don't know where to start. I'm willing to get this, but I guess my question is, if I get it right, because I've been struggling with the marketing, the funneling, and all of that, and I'm wondering, is this gonna, once I get this all set up, will it help in the marketing? I guess it's a stupid question, but I've been looking at the videos and everything, and I get confused.
That's okay. So here's what I will do. We ran a promotion right up until like the last day or two here, where if you signed up for the launch CRO software, which is the $197 a month, then we would add on for free. We would add on the all-in-one sales and marketing platform. And then now we have a lot of people that are in different situations where maybe they're using the white label CRO, or maybe they just don't want to switch because they've got some other reasons. Then what we're going to do is we're going to offer, and we've sort of ended our free promotion, and we're now selling the all-in-one as an add-in. And so I think the right thing to do is I don't think it would be fair for me to steal you away from white label CRO. But what I could offer you is the ability to add on all-in-one, and we would be able to make it work with your white label CRO. And then you would have access to the stuff that I'm training people and helping answer questions on today. So you're free to hang on and check it out and see. To answer the other part of your question about, would this help you and stuff? I know some of the attendees on the call have already heard me say this before, but the white label, the all-in-one solution that we're talking about today is a complete sales and marketing, like a professional platform. I'm just going to jump over to a different website here real quick and show you.
I don't know if I'm not able to see your screen. Are people seeing your screen?
I'm going to share in just a second. Share screen.
Okay.
All right. Are you able to see that now?
Yes.
Okay. So we have when you get to this launch CRO page, if you click all-in-one, this is the automation page, and it talks about the different offers. And I think there's a button there that you can click to sign up for it. And then what this shows is like the dashboard. This shows icons of all the different things that we replace with this software. So if you start looking at here's a problem that I ran into, and I know many other credit repair businesses run into. You start looking at your credit card statement and you're paying for a calendar tool. So that's Calendly or Acuity scheduling. That's $20 a month, right? You start paying for a chat widget. So that's ManyChat. You're paying $10 or $12 for the pro for that. You start, you want to get a funnel going. You're paying for that. You want a WordPress website, you're paying somebody for hosting, you're paying a web designer to build out the site. You want, to do pipeline management, you're paying, for Pipedrive, you're paying for ClickFunnels if you want to do funnels, right? And if you want to do email automation, you're paying for either Aweber or ActiveCampaign. And so very quickly, all those costs start to add up every month, right? And so we've got like examples of all the different things that we replace with this platform, like ringless voicemails, online appointment scheduling, Facebook form integration, Google and Facebook ad integrations, chat widgets, right? All of those things that we replace saves you a ton of money, right? And so that is the best way I can explain like what it is and like why you would want it and how we could help you even though you're in white label CRO, right? It's a sister software. And so, we would want to see what we could do to help you to make sure it's easy to configure. How do you get information between launch credit repair software and the all-in-one platform? There's going to be some Zapier integration that syncs your contacts and your leads between the two softwares. So that way you can start triggering on when they're ready for their audit, when they're ready to, graduate your program, when they're on the next round. And so we're going to be talking about integrations and some upcoming training. Right now, I'm just trying to cover basics with everybody, get them started, show them where the settings are. Does that help answer your question?
It does, somewhat, yeah, but it's helpful. Yeah, it does. So if I do
Okay.
sign up now, what's the process? I know you're doing these trainings. I would willing to attend, but if I sign up now, then someone will get in touch with me and help set it up.
Correct. Now we don't do all of the setup. We're trying to do. We have a complete member area that I was demonstrating earlier on the call. That is just a complete training course in a box, right? We also have these online events that I'm going to try to do as often as possible. We have a Facebook community where people are helping each other out, trying to share ideas and tips. And so we have a Facebook community where people are helping each other out, trying to share ideas and tips. I'm sorry, I had to. I was getting a lot of noise there. So does that help answer the question?
It
As far as
does.
training and getting set up, we were a very small team, so we can't do one-on-one every step of the way. We just couldn't serve everybody that's getting started with this software with one-on-one time, and we're not priced for that. If we were priced for that, many of the gurus in the industry are charging, a couple of $1,000 to start, and then a couple of $100 a month for access to the same software that may or may not have the same features.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to jump back into setup stuff because I'm just looking at the attendee list here just to make sure. Yeah, I think majority of you want to probably learn. Tell me what other struggles you have. Let's try to make everybody's time efficient. Like, what are you looking for? What are you struggling with right now that maybe we could walk through? Erica, anything specific?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm glad you mentioned that you have a lot of the different softwares that are combined in the launch. Now, I already have Credit Admin,
Yep.
so I just wanted to just look at all the other features that you have before I make that decision of signing up. Because I want
Okay,
everything
awesome.
like you have here streamlined as much as possible. That way, I'm on the phone way too much with my clients. So just to automate as much as possible.
Yeah, and just to level set, I think I was kidding on this on a call last night, but the way to look at this is I'm going to arm you with a full toolbox of things that will make your life easier and save you time, but I won't promise you that it's going to be so easy you press a button and it makes you a turkey sandwich, right? If it was that great, I would be charging a lot more money for it.
Right.
What instead I have in here, or we have as a team, is we've got a number of industrial strength tools, and you really have to pick up and use what you need in your business and start applying it. A lot of the things integrate pretty well and are built to work together. However, you may already have a website and maybe you don't want to use ours, or maybe you like ours and you want to switch to that one. Or maybe you're using funnels already and they're bringing in clients. So maybe you migrate those funnels into our platform and save money on hosting and then keep using the same ones you have. Maybe you don't have any and you use what we have. So it's impossible to like understand and boil everything down for everybody, right? Because different people have different needs. And so we have automation set up. And the way I look at this is I'm going to take you through an example. Let me talk about credit repair for a minute. So you're in credit admins, um, and credit admins is good software. I've used it. It's actually what we're rebranding with launch, right? It's the same basic foundation. It's been around for years, but it has, in my opinion, a lot of features that have been undersold. Not everybody tells us how great the software is, and so you just don't know, right, until you start using it. And so in order to service your clients today, let's say it's time to do a 30-day round import. And so you pull up your client, you go to the client screen, you hit the import credit report button, And then you start going through that 30-day import, where on the left-hand side, it shows you what their score was last week, or I'm sorry, last month, and what it is now, right? I'm sorry, the accounts, and what's changed line by line. Balances have changed, dates have been changed, some accounts have been deleted, maybe there's a new account that's popped up. And so as you're going through that, sometimes what I do is I just go, darn, the balance on their credit card went up. Like, I told them to keep it under 20% when the bill hits, right? And so their score may have suffered because their utilization has now gone up, right? Maybe it's the time of the year, maybe it was Christmas, maybe they had new tires they needed for the car, whatever that is. So how do I save you time as a credit repair business? Well, what you'd want to do is come down to housekeeping, affiliates, customers. So in the customer email sequences, you would go to the high utilization sequence in the system. I'm just showing you what that looks like, and then I'll show you where it is in the system. And the purpose of this workflow is to notify the client that there's higher balances or utilization reported on the document in their file, and document it in their file. So what this does is, if you add a tag to that person's contact information in the system, and you add the tag high utilization, the next thing it's going to do is it's going to wait 10 minutes in case you did that by mistake. You have time to go fix it before it starts on. Then in 10 minutes, it's going to send an SMS message to that customer, and it's going to say, "Dear customer, we noticed that your credit card balance has increased this month. Did you know that impacts your utilization score? Please be aware that you should target to be under 20%, whatever that message says, right? Then it turns around and sends an email with the same information. Then it adds a note in their file that says, "Hey, notify client on date such and such that their utilization is higher this month." Then it waits 5 more minutes. Then it takes that tag away and it ends. Why did it do that? Because in 30 days, if you go re-import again, they have the same problem. You add that again, and it then goes and sends them the same message again and adds the same note in their file. Now, in 3 months, when that customer comes back to you and says, "Gee, how come my score isn't going down?" You can go, "Well, duh, for the last 3 months, I've been telling you your utilization, you got to do your part, your utilization needs to come down, right?" And so rather than sending that message manually, what we're doing with this automation is we're automating a short segment of what you need to do and getting it out and documenting it, right? And so let me show you in practice what that looks like inside the system, what we just showed. So I am now in workflows. I am now in client workflows, and I am going to go down to high utilization. This is what it looks like in the system. And you can see where the tag is added, the tag high utilization is added. Then it's going to go and do that wait 10 minutes, like we said. It's going to send them an SMS message after 10 minutes that says, "Hi, first name. Just a quick note, we saw, and that should be a typo, saw an increase in your credit utilization this month." Then it's going to turn around and send an email. And the email is the same, it's coming from a template. And then it's going to add a note, notified contact name via SMS and via SMS and email of high utilization via text and email. And then it gives the time and date. So that will be documented. Then that's the note. It waits 5 minutes, then it removes the tag. And so you say, "Hey, that's great, but how does that really work, Chris?" So I will go over here and I'm going to find me as a contact. So I'm going to go down to the people. And by the way, you can shrink or expand the menu here on the left. I'm going to go to that contact list. I'm going to go and find me. Here I am. I'm an active client. And then I'm going to go down here to the tags and I'm going to say util. So high utilization, I'm going to click on that. Now it applied that tag. I'm going to hit save. And now if I go back to workflows, I know I'm jumping around here, but this will make sense in a minute. I'm going to client workflows. I'm going to high utilization. And I can actually look at the history. And here I am right now. I was added to the workflow at 1:15. So just now I was added to the workflow. I'm in the 10-minute wait right now. So if I go and look at the workflow, this is me. I'm waiting 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, it's going to send me an SMS message. Then it's going to send me an email. Then it's going to make the note in my file, right? And so where you go and find that, go back and find me again. And again, I'm jumping back and forth so everybody kind of knows how this works, right? You don't have to jump back and forth when you're using it. So here I'm going to find myself again, and notes. In a little while, there's going to be a note added to my file about how my utilization was high on the date and time. And then you can look at my history of like what messages have been sent to me, what pages have I visited. If you really wanted to send something to me individually or personally, you could type a message here, either SMS or email, and click the send button and send that directly to me. So you can send a customized message out of the system. So how much easier is that than opening your email client, starting a new message, copying and pasting their email address in there, typing out the message, and then hitting the send button, right? And then you've got to go look for that in your inbox somewhere. Here, this is a unified communication platform, so you can see the history of text messages, phone calls, responses between you and the client inside the system. And then we can go back and just take another peek and see where the workflow is. I think we're still waiting on the 10-minute timeout. There are some things that happen automatically in here. So I'm going to go back to workflows. This is one of the things I think that's very, very simple, but very, very cool. If you put your client's date of birth in their file, in their contact record, on their birthday, it will trigger. So they'll come into this on their birthday. It will send an SMS message to them that says, hey, first name, happy birthday from your friends at whatever your company name is. Hope you have a great day, or hope you have a great birthday with a little cake. Now, if you said to me, Chris, I'm just learning, I want to learn how to do workflows, give me an idea on where I could start. I would say a fantastic way to start is go into your client birthday, click the little plus sign, decide you want to create an email message, and say that it's from your friends at, what's your company name, account name. So from your company name, from the company email address, and maybe you type happy birthday. Maybe you want to make it even snazzier. Maybe you want to add the first name here, contact first name, happy birthday first name. That's the title or the subject of the email. And then maybe you either choose a template from a pre-made email, or you can go right in here and start typing the email message, add pictures, make this as cool as you want, the nicest virtual card you can create, and hit save. And then I'm just going to leave this for a second, show you what it looks like. Now there's going to be an email that comes after the SMS message. So if you go and hit save, you know that on that client's birthday, they're going to get an SMS and an email from you. How cool would it be, instead of doing that, I'm just going to keep giving you some idea examples here. How cool would it be to maybe turn that off? Maybe don't give them that SMS message, but maybe record. You guys know how to record a little voice clip? I know that there's free apps on your iPhone. There's little apps you can put on your computer, but you can take like a little voice note, right? Like just a small MP4, MP3 file of you saying something. So you can just record in a quiet room. You can say, happy birthday to you from your friends at so-and-so credit repair. You can take that audio file, you can upload it, and you can do something like, you can maybe you add a voicemail, and then you drop or upload your file, your audio file here, and then add it so that it will dial out and it will play that message on their voicemail. So how cool would it be to get a personalized song that you sang to your client on their birthday, right? It would make them feel special, right? And who else does that for them, right? You may have heard us do this, right? In some of the attempts to get you to one of our webinars and stuff, you might have gotten a voice file that said, hey, this is CJ, or hey, this is Chris, or hey, this is Sean, right? One of us may have left you a voicemail, and we use this voice drop capability that's built into the software. So I'm trying to give you guys a ton of different ideas of what you can do to personalize the system to make it your own, right? We've talked about there's responder stuff. There's a lot of stuff packed in this. So if you miss a call, this one is designed to send a text message back to your client. So if they call your number and you're not able to answer it, it waits 2 minutes and then it sends an SMS that says, hey, this is, Chris at, launch. I'm sorry I missed your call. How can I help? Right. And so hopefully they text you back. Now you may be busy. You might be on the phone with somebody else, right? And so this doesn't leave them hanging, right? So the whole idea is speed to response. Same thing happens, and I know I just keep jumping around, but I'm trying to get everybody comfortable with, there's a lot of stuff in here. You have to dig in through the layers to understand all the things this can do for you. Let's say you got how many of you are using Google My Business? Yes. Yes. Okay. How I'm going to cover that one for you in just a minute. Okay. So somebody says me on the Google My Business. If you have not used Google My Business, you absolutely need to take advantage of that. It is like free money. So I'm going to go credit repair near me. Don't go blowing up my business now. I'm just going to show you an example. So what I've done is I searched, because I'm in the Tampa Bay area, I searched for credit repair near me. That's my Google search term. You guys recognize that everything right here with the little word "add" beside it, they are paying big money. Lexington Law is paying money to be placed here. And I would bet that in our market, they're paying between $5 and $25 a click to be placed here in this search engine ranking, right? It found, because I typed this, Google found, is that 1.3 billion results, right? That's crazy. It's crazy, right? So how do you rank at the top of Google, right? People are paying to be placed here, like our friends at Lexington Law, right? We love it because they send us so much business. They're paying an ad to be here. Here's a trick for you. This local kind of ranking shows, oh, somebody's beat me to it. Wow. I got work to do. I've been busy talking to you all and I haven't been working on my business. I used to be #1 in the rank here on credit repair in my area. And so what they call this is the Google 3-pack. And it's because of your Google My Business listing will place you here if you fully fill out your profile. You have a website, you give directions from different locations, you have hours of operation, you have a phone number, you have the different amenities, whether you're open for business or not, right? And so if you get in this, placed in this area, I've clicked on it. This is your Google My Business listing. And then you can get reviews. You can do posts and things, but there's also this click to call. So there's a way to do messages and there's a way to do phone calls. So inside of your launch software, this Google My Business messaging. So if there's an incoming message from Google My Business, it checks to see, is there a tag? No, right? If it's ongoing conversation, yes, right? And so what this does is it's going to actually assign a user, send an internal notification, send an SMS to somebody like, hey, there's a pending message from Google My Business. If nobody responds in time, it's going to send an introduction. Hey, how can I help you, right? Now, why is it doing this? Why is it trying to respond so quickly? Well, because the slower you respond, the slower that Google will rank you in the rankings. And so you'll miss out your spot on the top 3, right? So you want to be responsive. You want to get back to people who are shopping for credit repair in your area. This automation will help you be responsive. It will assign tags for replying. It will try to ask for questions. Are you still there? And again, the whole reason, maybe ask them for a phone number, say, hey, sorry, we're been a bit caught up at the moment, be right back. Can I please have your mobile number so I can text you once for free? Right. So it's going to try to ask for their contact information and then update their contact record in the system, so that you don't miss an opportunity for an incoming message, right? So getting that connected to Google Your Business is great. It's another feature that's in there. It's already built for you. You just have to hook it up.
So Chris, with Google My Business,
yeah,
we first go to Google and register in there, put all of our company info in there, and then once we have that saved, then we can go into this system and and connect it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna show you my listing here real quick. Again, don't be blowing my stuff up.
No, I mean, just show us how you got there from Google. You know, I'm one of those guys. You got to hold. You got to hold my hand and walk me through it.
Google My Business and hit enter. Oops, I need to get out of the map stuff first. So Google My Business right here, you can go in and you can start hooking that up. You can manage now, or you can basically get started, right? And what it is it's telling you just what I was showing you. So Google My Business is like Google's version of Yelp. It's intended to try to find people who are local businesses. And so you're on your mobile phone and you say, hey, where's credit repair near me? Or hey, where's there a coffee shop? And it's going to show you, the highest likely rank because of the ratings, or the reviews and the complete list of the information, so that you have an opportunity to shop for somebody locally. And so it really, what's nice about it is they give these listings for free, and they put them high up in the placement order because it's relevant to what your local shoppers are looking for. And so that's how powerful it is to get up there on the top, right? Because if they don't have to dig for you when they search for credit repair, I'm going to try to show you my listing. So I'm just going to go credit repair near me. And again, right here at the top are paid ads. We don't want to be in that pool. We want to be down here in the 3-pack. We don't want them to go out and hit view all, right? Because you need to be in this 3-pack. It's competitive to be there. Like I said, I worked hard. I was like number 30 or 40 in my area. If you look in the Tampa Bay area where I'm located, I'm a service area business. I don't have people come to my location, so I don't have a pin. So I've got a lot of competition in this area for credit repair. You can zoom in and actually see, where the different businesses are. If you click on them, you get to see their Google Your Business listing. And look, there's even somebody, Oldsmar Credit Repair. Yeah, so it's a neighbor. So what, I'm gonna see if I can show you. I want to show you my listing so that I can show you kind of what's in there. That's weird. Do it again. There we go. So your listing is all about how you optimize the name. And so I recommend getting the word credit repair in there to rank higher. I recommend you try to get reviews, get client reviews and drive them back. Google reviews are your most valuable reviews, not Facebook or anywhere else, but I really like Google reviews. And so if you can send your link to somebody and get links, get somebody to write a review directly, that will give you the most mileage. Post often. I haven't done it here. I've been doing other stuff, but if you can post, here's some posts from me, holidays, posting frequently, geo tagging your pictures. So, I've got a picture here. I actually take this image and send it to a website to add my GPS location of the business to that image, and it will give you higher priority. If you put keywords in your business listing, I'm gonna get out of that. Let me get out of it. If you put keywords in your listing, you will you will have higher rankings, right? If you have more complete information, suggest an edit. But I've got my phone number, my hours, you know, whether or not I take in-person consultations. I have keywords optimized in there, the word credit repair or credit restoration or anything else I think people are going to search for helps you bring a higher rating. And so that is Google My Business is definitely worth setting up, right, and taking advantage of. What else can I show you? I want to get back to the system if that makes sense. Let's see. Anybody else have anything specific we want to see? Am I missing something?
What if you have an additional business besides credit repair, like you also do business credit building and
Yeah,
help small businesses obtain financing and things like that? Would you be able to use this type of software for that as well?
absolutely. Tell me about your other offers. Like just briefly, do you have like any training material that you want to share?
Yeah,
Like do you have a class?
let's say I want to offer an online course on how to build up your business credit. Is there a
All
way to
right.
do that on here on the software?
Yeah, I'm gonna rock your world. Are you ready for this?
I
If you go into settings, you would go into integrations and you can connect a Stripe account. Why do you want to connect a Stripe account? So you can get paid for those courses. So you start with getting your payment mechanism set up.
Then you're physically intimidating your sources. Oh, so you're a source? So there's more to the story.
I'm sorry. And then you go into funnels and websites, and you can go down to the membership area. And then from there, you can go to products, all products, and you can create a new offer. Or there's a couple of just placeholders here. But let's say you create a new product, and it could be a membership area, it could be a training course, it could be a marathon course, it could be a build it your own, whatever you want to do. So then you give it a name. What's the name? Business credit building, create. Then it says to collect payments from your Stripe, connect your Stripe account. We already knew that, but put a price in here. How much does it cost to get into your course? Then, so you create your offer. There'll be the page where they pay you to get in to access this, right? Now you start your categories, you start your structure, create a category. And then you can add a post. You can say, establish the right business structure. So there's the first post. Now I can go in and I can edit this post. I can add a video here. I can decide when to publish this or not. I can add a thumbnail image. I can add specific files, like if there's a PDF I wanted to share with them. I could type in information. I can add in images and stuff. And so what you can do is you can actually build out your whole training course in here. And there's a mechanism to, number one, collect money for it. And number two, gate who has access to it in your system, right? Maybe somebody doesn't pay their bill, you lock them out. Maybe you want to provide it for free, however that is. But the tech involved in keeping track of logins and passwords and all that good stuff is built in. It will handle that for you. And then you just save and create it. Then you can go back and you can do cool things like I'm just going to save this and I'll delete it later, but you can look at analytics and see who has been in to see who has logged in, what progress have they made, when did they start, when was their last login, how many logins did they have. So you can see if your students are actually taking up on that, what are the most common topics or things, right? Settings, domains, email. You can build a complete e-learning course in here. And this replaces stuff like Thinkific or Kajabi, or any of those kind of Katara, any of those kind of platforms that you might be doing e-learning on. Yeah. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And if I have a VA, that person would also be able to log in as well.
Yeah, so what I would recommend in that case is I would go to settings. I would go to team management. And then what I would do is I would add another employee and give them the rights and the login information. So that VA would have their own access to log into your instance, and you can control what level of security they would have access to.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Any
it,
other questions? Yeah.
does it do any type of like marketing with landing pages or anything? Did you already?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a funnels and website section. That's where the membership area is built in. We also include with it a pre-built website that looks pretty good. So you can go out and look at that. And you can change and put your own logo and your own stuff on it, right? So it's a good looking website that comes with it included. You don't have to pay any external hosting fees. You don't have to pay any ClickFunnels fees. There's also funnels that are in here. We have 5 that are pre-built. You can also add and create your own, or you can go buy one and bring it in, or you can have somebody, a designer, create one for you. We do have like an ebook template funnel here, two-step page. So step 1 is the landing page. Step 2 is the thank you page. And so in this case, I'm just going to go out and look at it. And so this is the landing page for this free credit improvement ebook. If they want access to it, they'd have to click the get access button, fill in the information, and then they could go to the download page. If they go away and they're not going to buy it from you, guess what?
What are you doing?
It does a pop-up. It has a pop-up that tries to get them before they go away. And you can customize this completely, right? But we built the template and included in here. See where it says your company name? That's one of those placeholders where once you set it up right, it should show your company name there for you. So yes, funnels, no problem. There's a bunch of them already in here and you can add more. It's really just unlimited. I think I was telling somebody earlier, I pay about $295 a month right now for ClickFunnels. And I wouldn't need that subscription if I was using this for that purpose.
Now your websites are just for credit repair, or
You can put any,
add
you can
something?
put whatever, yeah, you can put whatever you want in here. The trick is going to be connecting your domain to it. So, I used the example earlier, Body says, hey, can I have 2 different businesses? I absolutely think it's a great use of this. If I had a tax business and a credit repair business, or I did accounting and credit repair, or some complementary service, like I did training and coaching, you could absolutely have all of that, right? And you think about your client, is that client that's a tax customer and a credit repair customer, it's likely the same client base, right? And so you just market to them according to what you think their needs or interests are. But yes, you could do it both businesses within the same system.
And the website belongs to us?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let me go back and clarify for a moment. It's just like a utility bill, right? We give you access to this thing. If you came in with the offer of the launch software, or if you're a paid user of the system, it's just like anything else. If you stop paying the monthly, we're going to give you some sort of grace period to try to get back on your feet and get current. At some point, we're not going to be able to hold it for you, right? So, yes, it's your website, you own it, but you're really renting the access to the tool, and so that it's subject to availability based on the rental.
So
I already have a website.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have.
So you could migrate it. You could migrate it over, right? You're probably paying a good amount of money for hosting right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just to kind of piggyback off what she's saying, I had a question that was kind of similar. So if you have, all right, so say you don't have a website yet, but you need like a domain, would you need to purchase a domain outside of the software and then bring it in, or is, oh, so you would, okay.
I would, and here's my advice on that too is, it's just I look at website domains like real estate, right? And I can tell you that if you go to GoDaddy or something and you start looking for a web domain or a domain name, they want to host it with you and stuff, but they have relatively cheap domains. The trick is finding a good one. I believe, and I'm not the only one that feels this way. I believe a good domain for a credit repair business ends in a .com, so it's a .com domain address, and has the word credit in it, and it's short. And if you find a short domain with the word credit in it and it's a .com, that domain is worth some money. And so please use my advice on this is if you're dealing with a sales and marketing company or you're dealing with a third party, and this is why we don't do this, right? Don't pay that company and allow them to go register a domain for you and keep the ownership of that domain. I really, how do I say this the right way? All right, I'm going to just say it. My parents have had an auto repair, auto sales business for 40 years. There is a company that does automotive ads for them. So they called them up one day and said, hey, we can get you on this package for $100 a month. You can list your cars for sale on our website. We even build a nice website for you. We'll go get the domain. And so these are nice, honest people that have been in business for over 40 years. They don't want to continue paying the $100 a month for these people because they're just not getting the value out of the ad. We have had to get lawyers involved to get them to release the name of this domain from this company because they don't want to turn it loose, even though they picked it up on their behalf and they've paid that money to have it registered. They've paid the money for the software for 20 years. We still had to go get lawyers to get that website domain released so they can take it to another host. So use my advice and don't let yourself be in that situation. Open up a free GoDaddy account, find a name domain sheet or somewhere else that you can find a website domain. Find one you like, one that's short, some that resonates with your business, ends in a .com, pay for it, and make sure you maintain the payment on that domain because you can move that around and put it on different properties. You can put it on different websites. You can use it for different landing pages, but please make sure that you own that and that nobody else swindles you out of that. Okay, that's the best advice I can share with you on website domains.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then I think, I'm just going to take it just one step further while we're talking about domains and websites. To hook up your domain to the website, there's a place under settings. And then there's a place for the domain where you can edit the domains for the website. And a domain is really like a street address on the digital highway, right? It's like your mailbox address. And you may move that mailbox to a different location, but you always point that domain to what you want it to show. So you could add a new domain here. There's some technology kind of stuff that needs to happen to point that to this address with a CNAME record. And there's some how-to videos on how to do that. If you're struggling with this, let us know, we'll help you. But please, the launch group does not want to own your domain. I think that's bad business, right? We want you to own your own domain and then come here and hook it up. All right.
Okay, that works.
Yep. All right. Any other questions? I know I haven't given you a full tour of the software here. I know the one I did yesterday was more step-by-step of all the features. Here I've been trying to just hit questions that we have. I think you had a question earlier about integration. Is that right? Like, how do you get like contacts or leads? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right. So I have an email list, but I'm trying to add them into the software so I can start adding them into automation. Is there a way to
Okay.
do that?
Yes, there's two ways to do it. And here's why we didn't cover this in a lot of detail before. So I apologize. We have a lot of people that are struggling with kind of the vast amount of information and options that we're presenting with this, right? There's so many different things. So let's take that use case and say, what are the two different ways that we can get leads and contacts into here to start using? So there's two ways that immediately come to me. Well, there's three. So number one, if you already have a list in Excel or like a CSV file, you can go in here under contacts. You can go to contacts with a smart list, and then you can either export, this is take them out, or you can bring them in. The preferred format that you would use to bring a list of contacts in would be a CSV file. And the CSV file, you would go out and select on your computer. CSV is a term for, it's basically like a text kind of a file. It's common for export in between systems. If you have Excel or Google Sheets or anything like that, you can take your list, you can edit it, you can add stuff to it, but you can always export it as a CSV file. If you're coming from Credit Repair Cloud and you have a list of clients, you can export them as a CSV file. You would go in here, you would go and select the file and you would import it. I don't have a demo I want to show you at the moment, but basically what you would do, the first step would be click the import button. Second step would be you would browse out and find your CSV file that you want to import. And then next, well, yeah, I'm going to do it just for giggles. Let's say I'm going to export.
I see.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to
think I
export
get
from the
it.
system. Yeah, I'm going to export my
do it,
contacts
man.
from the system. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to import. So I'm going to go find that file that I just exported. Come on. I've been playing around today. File. Here's my import. So now I have a CSV that I'm going to import. And one of this, and you can see my progress on the steps. Next step is to map your fields. And what this basically means is in the system that you're bringing it into, does the contact ID match the contact ID? Does the first name match the first name? Right. And so that you're mapping whatever's in your CSV file to match up with where it's going into inside of the launch software. And then if there's any tags, you know, where are the tags in the list? Then you hit continue. And then it's going to say, hey, here's a preview. This is what some of your data looks like and how it would match up with what you're about to do. So that's step 3. You say, okay, that looks good to me. You hit continue. Now it's going to ask you an important question. If an existing contact is in the system, what do you want to do? How do you want to handle it? And so then I would say most often, about 80% of the time, I want to update the records with the data in your document only for fields that are empty. So don't go overwriting stuff that's in the system and don't create a duplicate. So we're going to do that choice. We're going to hit continue. Then it's going to ask you, hey, would you like to put a tag on this and call it something? So if you said, maybe you make it up, you say import. Oops. Import. So now you have a new tag, right? And then you hit done. And then zoom, here it goes. All 4 just got added to the system. And what's crazy about this is it didn't create duplicates because they were already here. I just exported this and I just brought it back in. But guess what happened? Now they all have the import tag on them. So I could create a smart list. I think I did this yesterday. I added an active client tag to me. And then I made a smart list that says, show me all the active clients. I could make another list. I can go to all, and I can go and filter, by a tag. And I could say, show me all the people I just imported. And so I think I said import, right? So I called it import. And then here it is. Here's all of the contacts that have the tag import on it. So that's how you can go back and find the data. So to summarize, the first way that you could do this is you could bulk import a list of your clients or leads into the system using that method. The second method that I think is very valuable for you guys is as you run Facebook posts and ads and you want to get more people in your system, use a funnel page or something that they're going to come in one at a time based on what they're interested in, right? You're attracting them in, they're opting in for your information. So that's the second way. And then the third way, and this is something I need to take like a whole nother class on to explain, but the third way would be integration between your credit repair software and your all-in-one. And we're going to do that via a Zapier connection. And I believe we have the groundwork already in, but we have to do some hookups for you. And so under triggers, there's this all-in-one workflow. And so whenever there's an opportunity change, there's a webhook, it gets a little complicated, but what we're going to do is do a two-way synchronization between your credit repair software, which is the launch, and your all-in-one. And so that way, if you add one to one, it gets, they synchronize between the two systems automatically. And then you should be able to trigger and do status updates in between the two.
And this has been worked on now?
It is. Yeah, it's partly in your system. We just have to train people how to get it connected.
Okay.
Yep.
That was really helpful. Thank you. And
Hey,
then I
no
have
problem.
one more question about consultations. So right now I don't do free consultation, I do paid consultations. So
Yep.
with this software having Stripe, is there a way to connect that?
There
To set
is.
it up
Are you in our? Let me just look at my groups. Are you in the all-in-one group?
Yeah, I have white label CRO. I was trying to switch, but I was told I
That's
couldn't.
all right. That's all right. We still like you.
I like
Let
her
me,
already, man. She said, "Hey, you want to talk to me? You got to pay." I love it.
So
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Man.
So let me show you something in the all-in-one community. I'm
Mhm.
hoping you're in here. If not, I need to get you in there. I just added something called guides. And then I went to calendar. I'm starting to add guides. And yesterday I added Stripe integration with your calendar. And I think that this lesson would be really good for you to go through and look at. There's a link. And basically what it's saying is integration, you can collect payments when somebody books an appointment. So you can gate and charge the $20 consultation or $50 consultation, whatever you want to charge, to get on your calendar to have that appointment. I will say this. I will say this, please be careful, because if Stripe thinks that you're charging that as a credit repair fee, they could shut your account down. And what I would do is be prepared to fight with them and say, dear Stripe, I have a high risk merchant account that I use for charging for credit repair services. This is a business consultation fee or something else, right? And so make sure they don't think that it's credit repair or they will shut your account down. So just make sure, but that's how you would do it, is you would go into this article and they show you, how to do that, how to go connect Stripe with your calendar.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Samuel asked, do we need a Zapier account as well? Zapier has a free account and we're doing some use with a more higher level or an enterprise version of Zapier. And so I believe that you can use a free Zapier account to do the synchronization between the two, but I will definitely cover that in step-by-step detail in the lesson that we do for integrations. Do we have recordings of yesterday's walkthrough? Yes, if you look in the group, there should be like a go live. I think my friend CJ or my partner CJ has put like links to some of those previous videos. We're definitely going to make them available in the member area, and also in the all-in-one community. There are some posts, and just like this one, we're streaming live. So if you find the post, you can actually rewatch it in the post archive. I plan to do this probably later on this afternoon for another session if somebody wants to bring questions back. I'm trying not to do this on a fixed schedule. I'm trying to make it convenient for people to join up. We do have fixed appointments. We're going to do some probably on Tuesday. So certainly reach out if you have any questions or problems. I want to make sure that we make ourselves available and help everybody get off to a good start so they can make the most of the software. And with that, I think we're almost up on the 2-hour mark. All right, has it been 2 hours? I wish you all a good Saturday, and thanks for joining and participating and asking all these great questions. I want you to succeed, so please please let us know what we can do to help. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.